Oh, hi, I'm ZZ Slop of Fog City Rollers, and you're watching Canuck Derby TV.
It's not true.
It's not just about the shorts. It's about inspiring others. It's about having fun and making new friends. It's about getting hit down and getting back up again. It's about being a team. Pivot Star. It's about roller derby.
Welcome back to the Beast of the East 2013 edition in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, at the beautiful Arena St. Louis. We are into the first of the elimination bouts in this tournament. It is a double elimination on day one, and both these teams have lost a game, Slim.
Thank you for turning on my microphone, Captain Lou, and you are absolutely right. Each of these teams, having lost one game, faces elimination from the tournament should they lose this one. The Viscious Dishes, previously having lost to Les Filles du Roi, and the Rideau Valley Riot Squad.
Lost to the Chicks Ahoy. Both those teams just finished playing, with Filles du Roi moving on to day two. Chicks Ahoy losing to Filles du Roi and having to play one more game today to see if they can advance to day two. But we're going to get some roller derby underway. We're going to have number 9, Bottom for the Riot Squad, going up against the Hellcat of Pinar for the Viscious Dishes.
On your screen, folks, the Viscious Dishes of Tri-City wearing the black, and in the white, the Riot Squad of Rideau Valley.
And we're getting one last tiny equipment check for number 999. That's Necro Nancy for the Viscious Dishes. And that means everybody's ready to play. Jammer Ref Velosa Rainbow brings down her hand, blows the initial whistle, and everything is in furious action. Again, these teams are playing for their Beast of the East life. Safanda beaten, unable to contain Bottom. Lead jammer goes to Riot Squad.
Bottom now with a comfortable half track ahead of the Hellcat of Pinar, but she is chasing a pack that is moving extremely quickly, Captain Lou.
And Bottom coming up on the back of the pack. The Riot Squad sprints into action to get her points. Safanda beaten, going down hard. Bottom picking up 2 points, having to call off the jam as Hellcat made up a lot of track. 2 points going on the board for the Riot Squad, 0 for the Viscious Dishes. First blood goes to Rideau Valley's Riot Squad, 2-0. 19 minutes to go in this game.
That's right. 2 points for the Riot Squad. Obviously, early days yet, but in these short format games at Beast of the East, Captain Lou, a large number of things can be determined in a single jam. If it's a power jam, so much the better. And now it looks like we have Skate Pastor jamming for the Viscious Dishes.
And that is, I like to call her Mudblood, but she is now skating under her real name, which is Cool. And she is lead jammer. Both these jammers play for their home league's travel teams. Skate Pastor skating for the Tri-City Thunder and Cool skating for the Rideau Valley Vixens, both WFTDA members. Skate Pastor has escaped from the pack. Cool is coming up on the back, ready to score points once again. Rideau Valley slows things down and then sprints forward to get their jammer points. Nice timing, big hit by Stacy Jones, knocking Cool out of bounds. Cool calling off the jam in midair. 3 points for the Riot squad, 5-0, Slim.
18 minutes remaining in the contest. The Riot squad jumping out to an early lead. The Viscious Dishes will have to act quickly in the short format game to get a handle on the situation if they want to remain at the Beast of the East 2013.
That's Damsel Squashington jamming for the Viscious Dishes, and that's number 1980, Death from Below for the Riot squad.
Both jammers firmly within the pack, fighting for position. Death from Below put out by Sofanda Beaton. Damsel Squashington up against HP Love Crash at the front of the pack. She tries to cut around the outside, is unable to do so.
Damsel Squashington taken to the outside on turn number 1. Right back where she started from, trying to move through on the outside. Number 66, that's Accident, knocking her to the out of bounds area, and she's cycled to the back. Coming through on the inside, that's Death from Below for the Riot squad, and she calls it off quickly. She maybe thought that Damsel Squashington had gotten out of the pack. No points put up on the board this time around. Still 5-0, Slim.
And as they say, Captain Lou, sometimes the hardest jams are the one with no change to the scoreboard. So much blood, sweat, and tears comes into defensive play and nothing to show for it. However, lots of great roller derby for the crowd here in Montreal.
Wearing the stars this jam are going to be Ash and Burn for the Viscious Dishes and the Warden for the Riot squad.
The Warden wearing 777 in the white. Up to the front, acting against Skate Pastor in a jamming or a blocking capacity. Skate Pastor normally a jammer. Cleo Thrashia, the last to beat, has to let her go, and the Warden is lead.
Knocked to the outside by number 91, Ostentatious. Ash and Burn has to reset and take another run at this pack. While she does so, the Warden has made her way all the way around the track and is in there scoring points. Gets past number 15, Cleo Thrashia, hands waving to the hips, and she picks up all 5 points. That doubles the Riot squad up to 10. Viscious Dishes still with the goose egg. 4 jams in, and we're at 15.5 minutes to go in this 20-minute bout.
I think before this bout, there was no doubt in anyone's mind that it would be a close contest, but this early lead by the Riot squad may be raising some flags for people observing the teams. The Viscious Dishes determined not to be shut out of this, I'll tell you that, and Sofanda Beaton has lead.
Number 420, juking and jiving with number 9. That's Bottom for Riot squad. Both jammers out of the pack. Sofanda Beaton trying to hold Bottom back so she can be cycled. Megan Plead having to let her go. And we're going to get another 0-0. Nice jammer on jammer blocking going on there, Slim.
And Bottom forcing the call off from Sofanda Beaton, the Riot squad, protecting the lead that they have, Captain Lou. And we've only 15 minutes left in this bout.
Looks like Cool is going to be back out there against the diminutive Hellcat of Pinar. 5-on-5 roller derby. Not a lot of penalties so far in this game, Slim. Quite a clean game.
Certainly textbook positional blocking happening from both teams and clean stuff, as you said, Captain Lou. The Hellcat of Pinar knocked down. Meanwhile, Cool comes around the outside, and number 278, Cool, is lead jammer.
Cool, when she was skating for the Vixens, was instrumental in the Vixens' win over CN Power at Quad City Chaos back in March, doing a stellar job of jamming for her home team, the Riot squad, as well. She's through the pack one more time. That's going to put 5 points up on the board. Hellcat of Pinar has Accident chasing her down. Accident is going to have to let her go, so Hellcat is out of the pack. The question is when does Cool want to call this off? Will she go for another pass, or will she take the safe route?
Cool, perhaps trying to split the difference. Oh, I thought she was going to insert herself into the pack before calling it off, but no, as you said, Captain Lou, playing it safe, calling it off right away.
So the goose egg remains for the Vicious Dishes. Vicious Dishes, of course, the returning champions from last year. They won the 2012 Beast of the East. Quite a different team this year, but I don't believe that they think they should be going out in 2 straight, Slim.
Absolutely not, Captain Lou. Despite personnel changes in the offseason, the bones of the team remain quite strong, and I think they're going to make a play to put themselves on the scoreboard as soon as possible.
Hard hitting scrum start, bodies hitting the floor and jamming for the Riot Squad up the front. Getting absolutely crushed to the inside by Sofanda Beaton. That's death from below, but heading to the penalty box for the Vicious Dishes. Damsel Squashington's going to sit for a minute. Power jam.
Death from below, enduring some serious physical punishment, but of course she is now the only jammer on the track, the only game in town. And as she approaches the pack, she's going to look for some support from her blockers. There they are breaking up the wall for her. As she heads to the inside line, she has to contend with Sofanda Beaton once again.
Tough blocker, Sofanda Beaton, absolutely crushing her to the outside. Looks like she picked up a high block on that hit going to the box. Death from below down. Jam called off. I believe that she's okay, but with the jam being called off due to, did she get hands on the hips or was it called off by the refs?
I do believe, Captain Lou, that she had called off the jam of her own volition before signaling that she was down.
Well, that is a good benefit for the Riot Squad. She will not have to sit for 3 jams because of being called off due to injury, although she is being checked out.
I was going to say,
EMTs.
Captain Lou, she may want to sit out for a few jams. She looked like she got the better end of one of Sofanda Beaton's legendary hits, and being quite a small person herself, Death from Below hit the track pretty hard.
Yeah, quite the mismatch. 19-0 for the Riot Squad over the Vicious Dishes. Riot Squad in the white, Vicious Dishes in the black. 12 minutes and 24 seconds to go. And the Riot Squad will once again start this jam on a power jam. Damsel Squashington still in the penalty box.
And it's the Warden wearing the star for the Riot Squad. She's a jammer who's seen some success in this tournament.
And part of the charm of these 20-minute games is quite often the score does not get out of hand. 19-0 seems like it's a dominating performance by the Riot Squad, but that is literally 1 jam difference. If the Vicious Dishes can pull their game together, Riot Squad has had great luck getting their jammers out first, but they're going to have to be careful as the game continues. 12.5 minutes to go.
Interestingly, Captain Lou, out in a blocking capacity for the Vicious Dishes are 2 normal jammers, the Hellcat of Pinar and Skate Pastor. They are joined by Clea Thrashu, who is much more comfortable in this blocking role.
And that was a decision made after a timeout, so obviously a strategic choice on the part of Pops Bismarck. And we've got lead jammer for number 777. That's the Warden for the Riot Squad.
It's possible the rationale was that these were blockers with the foot speed to catch up with the jammer if they needed to bridge. However, the Warden now in a scoring pass.
Yeah, I think the Riot Squad and their rushes as the jammers approach the pack has been confusing the Vicious Dishes. I think they want to get some speed out there so that they can utilize the speed the Riot Squad has to put on, try to keep the pack moving, and I think they're doing that to pretty good success on this jam, Slim.
Skate Pastor and Clea Thrasher 2 to beat. Skate Pastor puts the hip into the Warden. There's no better blocker than an angry jammer.
And the power jam is over. Damsel Squashington escaping from Purella DeVille. She's out of the pack as well. The Warden, though, has 5 points and is looking for one more pass. Hellcat of Pinar doing a great job blocking up at the front, trying to keep her points safe. Sofanda Beaton coming out of nowhere, gave up her point, but put a nice hip check on the Warden. Little exclamation mark at the end of that power jam. 25-1. Looks like Damsel Squashington snuck a point in there, Slim.
And the crowd responding. Nobody wants to see anybody completely taken off the scoreboard. Oh, and a second point added, now 25-2 in favor of the Riot Squad. Just under 11 minutes remaining, Captain Lou.
Jamming for the Vicious Dishes. That's Safanda Beaton doing the blocking and doing the jamming, doing everything today for her black and pink compatriots. Commander Will Wrecker and Susie Slam attempting to contain Bodema. Not gonna happen. Gonna have to let her go. She's out of the pack. Safanda Beaton trying to put on some speed to catch the Riot squad and get points on the board for the Vicious Dishes.
Safanda Beaton up against Accident at the front of the pack. Accident cannot stop the progress of Safanda Beaton, who puts up 4 and calls off the jam immediately. Doing it by spoonfuls. The Vicious Dishes may be finding the handle on the door back into this contest.
And it's only 25-6, 10 minutes to go. There's still lots of time for a team to come back if they figure out what the other team is doing. Death from Below, good to see her back on the track after that hard hit she took a couple jams ago. She'll be going up against Skate Pastor, who is well doing double duty, like you said, Slim.
Skate Pastor cruises through to the inside line, finds little resistance until a mobile wall of white in front of her. However, nice footwork there from Skate Pastor. She is lead.
Skate Pastor showing her experience. She took last year off, but she's come back to roller derby and doing a great job, enjoying her blocking role and still being able to get it done as a jammer. Still stuck in the pack. Death from Below. Ashen Byrne and Stacy Jones unable to keep her in there, but she tangles up with her own blocker, Pirella DeVille, and she gets sucked to the back of the pack. Meanwhile, Skate Pastor has done a lap and put 5 points on the board for the Vicious Dishes. They're up to 11, and it's a 14-point game, Slim.
Yeah, Stacy Jones missed the big hit, but fooled Death from Below into a collision with her own teammate, and now Death from Below heads to the penalty box. This is a power jam for the Vicious Dishes.
And I think this is exactly the jammer that the Vicious Dishes were happy to have out on the track. Skate Pastor with lots of experience at the WFTDA level as well, putting another 5 points up on the board. Death from Below picking up that low block as she crashed into the back of number 15, Cleo Thrasha. And the Vicious Dishes need to take advantage of this. A big hit by Pirella DeVille, knocking Skate Pastor to the inside. She resets, but looking a little more winded than she had before that hit.
Absolutely. Death from Below joined in the penalty box by Finite Skate Automaton, so the Dishes one blocker short. However, Skate Pastor has other things on her mind as she approaches the front of the pack with great tolerance for physical punishment. She makes her way through the pack one more time for a grand slam.
25-21 for the Riot squad. There's 6 seconds left in this jam. Skate Pastor is back in there picking up points. It's a question of whether she's going to be able to get through enough to get this game tied. I don't believe she did. Only 2 more points, but that brings the Vicious Dishes to 23. Riot squad still at 25. It is a 2-point game with 7.5 minutes to go, and that's the beauty of the Beast of the East, Slim.
Captain Lou Albamo. I don't know if the folks at home can pick up through these microphones some of the roar that we're receiving here in the arena, but this crowd loves a close contest just as everybody loves a close contest, and we're only 2 points apart.
Bodema facing off against Safanda, beating Safanda, taking an outside line. Cool taking her out on the apex. Oh my God, absolutely running over number 69, Anderson. Safanda Beaton fighting her way through this pack. She's not going to get lead jammer, but she is out of the pack first.
Oh, but yes, a penalty assessed here.
Yeah, late call by head ref Mattisfaction, sending Safanda Beaton to the box. The crowd roars in disapproval. That means Bodema is the only person out there that can score. Power jam for the Riot squad.
An out-of-bounds penalty taking Safanda Beaton off the track. The crowd, as you said, disapproving of cutting down a skater in her moment of triumph, but the referee's got to do what they see.
And with Bodema doing laps, we're seeing more skaters hit the box. Hellcat Panar going to serve a minute as pivot for the Vicious Dishes. Pack is at the back. Megan Plead having to let her go. Susie Slam also sitting for a minute for the Vicious Dishes. 5 more points for Bodema. Riot squad up to 35.
Bodema approaches the pack, and now Megan Pleed, the only one to beat, and Megan Pleed puts the shoulder into her, but the pack too thin, forced to let her go, and a grand slam.
Finite Skate Automaton and Megan Pleed, the only two skaters able to hold down the fort. Savanda Beating is out of the penalty box, and I do believe she's on a scoring pass, so this should be points. It is indeed 4 points for the Vicious Dishes. Riot Squad have moved up to 40. Vicious Dishes at 27. What was a 2-point game is now 13. There is 5 minutes to go in this game, and Pops Bismarck looking for a timeout for the Vicious Dishes.
Indeed, a bit of time to haul in the troops and discuss what is happening. I think he is asking head ref Mattis Faction for clarification on the penalty that happened to Sofanda Beaton in the middle of the previous jam, Captain Lou.
And you it looks like you're dead on right, Lightning Slim. We're going to get ourselves an official review. Captains and coaches are going to gather in the center. Pops Bismarck will plead his case, and then the Zebras will huddle, and we'll find out what the end result will be. Official reviews. We love official reviews, don't we, Slim? Official reviews are a great time to thank our sponsors, AMJ Productions. Without those guys and Canuck Derby TV, we wouldn't have the technology to get our voices and pictures to your home through the magic of the internet. Additional black magic provided by Layer 9.
We'd also like to thank our good friends at Neon Skates, and in particular Georgia W. Tush, proprietor. Thank you, Neon.
Neon Skates, of course, now with 2 stores in Canada, one in Montreal, one in Ottawa, and you can search them online as well. We also would love to give a shout out to Holy Crap, the world's most amazing breakfast cereal. Slim, you and I had a taste of this cereal just before this game. Absolutely delicious. We also got to have some of the hemp version of it, which was dry and melted in your mouth. A fantastic little snack. You all gotta try Holy Crap cereal.
Absolutely. I am almost ashamed to admit, Captain Lou, that I had not tried Holy Crap breakfast cereal up until this very day. Upon doing so, I have definitely seen the light. It is absolutely delicious and a fabulous product.
So we've got Zebras huddling in the middle. We're going to see if there's any satisfaction coming from Mattis Faction. Pops Bismarck talking with his team and pacing the line. Vicious Dishes down by 13 again. The loser of this game will be done at the Beast of the East. The winner of this game is granted a reprieve and will move on to play one more game today. That game will be held at 7:20. That's right, we started at 8 o'clock in the morning. Our last game will finish at 9 o'clock at night. 13 hours of roller derby, and Slim, you and I will have been here for every part of the action, won't we?
It's a full day for us, Captain Lou, but I would rather be absolutely nowhere else on earth right now. This is where the action is. Tremendous roller derby here in Montreal at Beast of the East 2013.
And if you're keeping count at home, yes, indeed, this is game number 10. There are 20 games in the day, which means this game, when it is done, will be at the halfway mark. The halfway mark, people. 10 more bouts. You've got so much roller derby to action all day to watch all day long. It's amazing what Beast of the East brings to you in your home.
If I look at trackside, I can see our colleague, Mr. Whistler, although he is now Mr. Wenser, as he is preparing to bench manage the Death Track Dolls in our next upcoming bout against the Contrabanditas.
Yes, indeed, and that is an advancement game. If whichever team wins that game goes directly to the quarterfinals on Sunday, the loser will get one more shot at surviving. In Beast of the East, they've won their first games. You still get to have a pass at some point in time. Vicious Dishes, who are losing this game right now, lost a game last year, but still managed to win the entire tournament. Stacy Jones taking the star for the Vicious Dishes and getting knocked around by the Riot Squad.
There seems to have been no change to the scoreboard or to the status of the penalty box after that official review, and now Stacy Jones pulls into lead position.
And Stacy Jones, a veteran blocker, but has been known to put the star on her head from time to time, coming off the bench and doing a great job at getting lead jammer for her team. We're under the 5-minute mark. The Vicious Dishes have to be careful with their time management. They need to make sure they have enough time to get the points they need in order to win. The Warden stuck on the butt of Safanda Beaton. And Stacey Jones is around scoring points, Slim.
Stacey Jones had to travel an awful long way to get to this pack. The Riot squad turned on the jets and tried to speed up to get the pack away from Jones. Jones now able to get herself beyond a couple of fallen skaters. She has earned those points. They cannot be taken away once she has passed them, and she's going for more. Oh, what a hit there.
And with a minute gone in the jam, Stacey Jones is lead, but she hasn't finished a complete scoring pass. She's still stuck at the back of the pack, decides that's enough, calls it off. She did pick up all 5 points. That's going to move the Viscious Dishes up to 28. A 12-point lead for the Riot squad. 3.5 minutes to go in this game. Looks like Bottoма is going to take the star once again for the Riot squad, and that's Damsel Squashington for the Viscious Dishes. She is a rookie for the team. Gutsy call, putting her out there on the line. Let's see if she can come through. Comes through her own wall. Strong blocking at the back by the Viscious Dishes, but the Riot squad being very tenacious. Multiplayer block. Susie Slam being sent off for that for the Viscious Dishes. And Damsel Squashington finding her way through the front. She is your lead jammer, but then gets sucked back into the pack by number 42. That's HP Love Crash.
And number 69, that's Anderson, going to work on Damsel Squashington, although finally she is in the free and open spaces.
So a gutsy jam on the part of the rookie for the Viscious Dishes. Finds her way through, cycled back, fights her way out again. She's lead jammer. The Riot squad trying to speed this up so that she can't score any points, but she's back around. She's picked off the rearmost blocker. That's Restless Rose. She's going to have to be careful, quickly calling it off. Did she get past Purella DeVille? She did not. Only 1 point for Damsel Squashington, but that brings the lead to only 11 points for the Riot squad. 40-29, coming up on the 2-minute mark, Slim.
Seconds ticking away. As you say, Captain Lou, a difficult situation for the Viscious Dishes, although with 2 minutes remaining, it is possible that with Viscious Dishes could catapult themselves back into the contest. And they have chosen Skate past her to do the work for them, and jamming for the Riot squad, it is Death from Below.
Death from Below trying to find that inside line. Cleo Thrasher holding it down. Safanda Beaton knocking Death from Below to the ground. Lead jammer goes to the Viscious Dishes. We're under the 2-minute mark, Slim.
Skate past her, skating very quickly, trying to catch up with this pack. Death from Below bedeviled by Safanda Beaton, who has given her some serious physical punishment in this bout, but she has escaped the pack. But Skate past her has made a pass and called it off. Captain Lou.
Skate past her, 4 more points for the Viscious Dishes. They're making a desperate last push to keep this game within reach. 40-33. We're coming down to 1 minute to go. The loser of this game will be eliminated from the Beast of the East. I don't know that a returning champion has ever bowed out in two in a Beast before. And the Viscious Dishes certainly don't want to be that team. But Ashen Byrne looks like she will take the star for what could be the last jam of the game. Time not on the side of the Dishes. 7 points. Riot Squad sending to the front. That's number 777. That's the Warden getting lead jammer, Slim.
Ashen Byrne takes a hit, forced to re-enter on a track-cutting penalty. She was spun around and unfortunately drifted in front of the blocker who put her out. That could spell the end for the Viscious Dishes at the Beast of the East.
Beast of the East 2013 having upsets galore. We've got a high block where Safanda Beating heading off to the penalty box. Only 2 dishes left on the pack. Only 13 seconds left in the game. The Warden just has to bide her time, and she'll be able to finish this game out. Stuck in the box, Ashen Byrne unable to score. The crowd counting down the clock for the Warden so that she knows. And the Warden with the hands on the hips. The Riot Squad is going to win this game. 4 more points going up on the board for Bottoма and the Riot Squad. 44-33 Viscious Dishes gave it their all at the end of that game, but fell short, an 11-point deficit, Slim.
With that victory, Captain Lou, the Riot Squad have equaled their best performance at the Beast of the East to date. They've only ever won once before. This equals that, and you know what? I'm sure on the bench and in the dressing room there will be talk of how far can they go.
Yeah, I believe I had the Riot Squad making it today, too. It's going to be interesting to see how they do. They will be playing again at 7:20, and they will be playing against the loser of the game that's coming up next. And that game, I think, is going to be a pretty fantastic game. We've got the Death Track Dolls coming up against Montreal's Contra Banditas. Both these teams putting on impressive performances in their first round matchups. This is a game that you don't want to miss.
Who doesn't love a classic Montreal-Toronto bout? A competition between the two cities. As you said, Captain Lou, it's going to be great. Folks at home, you are watching Canuck Derby TV. Go absolutely nowhere.